might be the best leadoff hitter to ever play baseball ever. 3 home runs for the Bear tonight. 3 massive home runs by Jared Jones. Went 3 of 4, did have a K with the bases loaded, but anytime against whoever the opponent is, when you have 3 home runs, it's a big deal. That's what he did tonight. Jay Johnson shook up the lineup. We are here to talk about it. Perspective. Look, you did not face a good team tonight. So we will touch on that as well. I want to be positive, right? Like, I want to take this game and say, you know what, man? Anytime you beat a team that badly, like anytime you just destroy a team that badly, hopefully it gives you some confidence moving forward. Right? Like, hopefully it gives this team some confidence moving forward. I don't know if I'm there yet. There are some things I saw tonight that I like. Braswell did not start. I know a lot of you like that. But I don't know if Jay's not going to throw him back out there this weekend. We'll see. But it's definitely sent him a message. That is for sure. So we'll break down this game. Might talk a little. We're not going to spend too hell of a long on it. I thought Cade Anderson looked good. Might talk a little bit about Aiden Moffitt tonight, throwing 99 miles an hour and had complete control of his off speed. I mean, do you see Aiden Moffitt start getting some more looks here if he's going to look like that, pounding 99-mile-an-hour fastballs on the lower half third of the plate? If he can do that, you're going to have to throw him. If Aiden Moffitt is throwing strikes, like, guys, I don't care that was McNeese. When he's throwing strikes at 99 miles an hour, you got to throw him. Can this team turn it around, man? Don't give me blind faith. Do not give me blind faith here. Hopefully they did not. We'll touch on that. Something that's interesting that's going around. Yes, it's that time of year where no, it's not going to be in recruiting. It is that time of year that people stir up a lot of hysteria. Don't always buy into it. TJ Lindsey, the running back from Alexandria, did get a offer today. I feel very good. Going to get back into the forum. Got a couple of write-ups coming up for you soon, but we will get back up in there. TJ Lindsey getting an offer today. I like that move by Frank Wilson and company. But it's not recruiting. So ESPN to their top 10 list of head coaches. Brian Kelly was not on it. Which, by the way, apparently got some people upset. But I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And if I'm a nobody, then why do you keep worrying about what I say? If I'm everything that you think that I am not, if you think I'm just an absolute nobody human being in person, even though you and I know the conversation that you and I had, that wasn't even really that bad, but you're such a, I'm not even going to say it. Side tangent. Stop being a high school girl. Be a man and move on. Something that you can do. All right. But Brian Kelly was not on the ESPN top 10. We'll discuss that. We're going a little bit of Rufino's Rant's practice was today. Some things that we can touch on there. And then, like we do on most of these post games, thoughts, questions, concerns, we will get to as many of those as we can. Let me start off the show with this. So listen, there comes a time in life when you put things into perspective. Tonight, I am asking for a favor. Tonight, I'm asking for a favor for a friend. Tonight, I am asking for a favor for someone that I have gotten pretty close with. I'm asking for a favor for all of AYS Nation. One of our own needs us. That person right now is Christy Hunt. So Christy, who is the mother of our good sponsor, Tyler Alexander, reached out. And Tyler had reached out to me instead of doing his normal read, his normal ad read. And he said, Blake, I really need your help. Tyler's mom, Christy Hunt, has been battling Parkinson's disease for a while now. And as of this year, the symptoms have progressed to a point that is drastically affecting her quality of life. With many thoughts and prayers, she has decided to undergo deep brain stimulation surgery to assist in her getting her quality of life back. She has been unable to work for the last 6 months, and she's now putting on a jambalaya benefit at Oak Point in Watson this Saturday on April the 13th at 10 a.m. She is doing that to raise money for her surgery and to also bring awareness to Parkinson's disease and the devastation that this disease does to people. They're doing a jambalaya dinner, and it will be $10, and any donations are accepted. I understand that these are tough times in this world that we live in, so do not feel obligated. But I am asking for your help. There's her Venmo right now, Christy/Hunt/17. That's Christy/Hunt/17. And I just would ask, send donations. Okay, send anything that you can to help. It would be greatly appreciated. And look, you can send it for her, not even this week. I'm asking for your help. So if you can do that, it would be greatly appreciated. Our thoughts and prayers are with Christy and Tyler and their entire family. We are with you always. Dion Black says, how do you feel on Decorian Moore? Look, recruiting is recruiting. Now, have I monitored him going to other places? Yes. But let me tell you what this really is stemming from. This really stems from some very bad reporting about a month ago on him, on things that I got verified that were never said by him. Then he goes to Texas on a visit. Then somebody at Texas flips their pick. Okay, maybe it was a really good visit. He thought that he needed to do that. And then he's going to Ohio State. But what gets missed about Decorian Moore, as an example, is that he's been, at LSU twice in the last month, like that I know of. That gets vastly missed. Oh, Blake, he's going to Ohio State for the spring game. Guys, okay. I mean, they got a battle. And the kid's the number one receiver in the country for a reason. But there's also a reason he committed to LSU. He is not decommitted. So, look, man, am I monitoring the situation? Yes. Has he given me a reason to say that it is critical on LSU right now? No, it is not. Monkey on a Stick says, put me down for 3. I will be there, Johnny, on the spot. I live in Central, and I'll be there to get mine for me and the kids. Thank you so much, Monkey on the Stick. We really appreciate y'all doing that. Stephen Young says, Parkinson's is debilitating. Prayers for her. It's considered in the medical science community that a buildup of aluminum in the brain is likely the cause. Man, I hate hearing that. I really hate hearing that. Dane Bergeron with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Dane. Says, Blake, I cannot make the event since I am recovering from surgery, but I will make a nice donation. Spread the word. God bless Christy. Thank you, Dane. I appreciate it. I will not be able to make it to get the food. I will be making a donation as well. Look, I have not done this. I have not asked for guys. I've barely asked for your help for my own self. I didn't ask for your help when our whole studio went completely kaput. I am asking you for this. Please help out Christy. All right. Every post game is brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. Guys, use that promo code BELIEVE50. That's BELIEVE50. BLEAV50. You'll receive a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit every time you do it, which a little birdie told me last month that over 500 listeners use that promo code BELIEVE50. So with that being said, that means I know 500 new listeners to AYS is going over to betonline.ag and used that promo code. We greatly appreciate y'all doing that. Also, our good friends over at the Athletic Collection, get all of your LSU stuff, man. I keep telling you, dude, these stickers are my favorite. The posters are absolutely amazing. The shirts that they're doing, I'm about to buy me a gold LSU jersey. Might even just do Bear Jones, right? And get me one of those shirt jerseys that they have. You got to go over to the Athletic Collection, get all of your LSU stuff. Guys, it literally is the best place that you can be shopping for LSU gear and attire. Let's get to it, man. So tonight, LSU faced off McNeese, and look, the first thing that comes to my mind here tonight is pretty simple. Why do I want to feel like don't get your hopes up? Now, look, I thought that Lynn Rollins tonight gave a very good explanation of McNeese having some top players out, some top players injured, and that they weren't in the lineup. Guys, you scored that many runs against anybody, it's pretty good. And it feels good to beat the dog shit out of somebody, no matter who the opponent is. Here's what I'll say, though. You didn't give up any runs against a very inferior team, and you did exactly what you needed to do. Baseball is a weird sport because confidence can change a lot of things. It's time now. Like last week was a must-win to do maybe some things and goals that you had set out. Like if you win that series last weekend, you still got a lot of goals that you would probably have in the preseason, maybe even of winning the SEC if that was your goal, that you could have realistically done that still when you only had 7 losses. You were still technically in that hunt. You're still technically in that hunt because if you go 20-10, you're going to win the SEC, but I don't know if this team can do that. I just want to limit the expectation of what we saw tonight. Now, we have to talk about Bear Jones. Guys, we talked about him last weekend, and the conversation during both post games, Thursday and Friday, in the discussion that you and I had was, look, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him. Multiple games, multiple hits in those games. Tonight, he comes out with 3 hits. He has a line drive into left field. And obviously, he hits the 3 bombs, 1 to left, 1 to center, and 1 to right. And you know what? The 1 to right field, quite honestly, is the most impressive. By far, the most impressive that he had all night because he went with the pitch, he went down, he stayed level all the way through the at-bat and hit it hard into right field. That's what you want to see from a hitter. Oh, Blake, you struck out again. Guys, I could give 2 shits if he struck out again. We've talked about him being somewhat like, do you think it matters to him? Hell yeah, it matters to him. He's really the only one besides Tommy Tanks who has turned it up some. And Mac Bingham. But those 3 have been your dudes. Batting him tonight in that leadoff spot or putting him in the lineup in that leadoff spot, I'm like, man, Jay's just throwing shit at the wall and see what would stick. What has he seen in BP the last 2 days? What has he seen in BP the last 2 days? He's like, you know what, man? Kid's making great contact, making the best contact on the team. I'm going to put him in leadoff, see what happens. And you know what? I'd roll right into Tennessee, which it might not work against Tennessee. Guys, there's a very strong likelihood that it doesn't work against Tennessee. But here's what I know about Bear Jones, too. Even though he leads your team in strikeouts, he also leads your team in walks. And he has seen a lot of pitches. Quite honestly, he might be taking the best quality at-bats for your team right now. And good for him. Leave him there. Leave the same lineup in. Do whatever you think that you need to do. But this is, again, another must-win. Guys, you can't go 2-3. You can't lose 2 out of 3. And God forbid you can't get swept. This is it. Again, I know that Jake Brown got a bomb tonight. I know that Bingham had a 2 RBI bunt. Milam had a triple that cleared the bases in 3 RBIs. I get it. You're going to have to put more than one game in a midweek for me to think that anything changes. And it's unfortunate, quite honestly. It's very unfortunate for this team. But I'm not going to overreact. And I don't think you should either. And I don't think any of you are overreacting or would overreact. It does signify something for me, though. Look, man, you got talent. And look, Jay, early in the game, bunting, hit and run, doing whatever he's got to do to generate runs. Anything he's got to do to generate runs. I think you have a very strong chance to win Friday night. Can Luke Holman finally go on the road and have a good performance? Against a really good team? I mean, guys, and they're going to want to get one back on you. You know, I mean, you beat them in Omaha last year. You sent them home. They're going to want to get back at you. And that place is, even though it's not a big place, they are going to be loud and raucous. Can you go into a hostile environment, quite honestly, with a lot of your season, not technically on the line, but a lot of your season on the line, and do what you need to do? Guys, it's put up or shut up time. As, you know, Gene Hackman said in the movie The Replacements, there is no tomorrow for you. But you got to have that mindset. I've used the analogy of when Vikings go into war or went into war. They would go into their enemy shores, go up on shore, burn the ships. There was no turning back. You cannot take no for an answer. You when you get on that bus, or you get on the bus to go to the airport, and when you get on the plane, guys, I tell you something. If I'm a dude on that team, I look at every one of them and say, hey, man, when we get on that plane, no bullshit. No grab ass and paws. No, doing stupid shit. We're not going out. When we get to Knoxville, we ain't doing anything stupid. The plane needs to be quiet. We need to be locked in. We need to be focused, going over a game plan that you may have on certain pitchers, knowing what they do and what they have coming to the plate, knowing everything that you need to know, because it's put up or shut up time. I do hope that I hope they're able to change it. Now I see Rob Boudreaux. Yes, Creed is a good one too. There is no tomorrow for you. There is no tomorrow, Ruck. Which, by the way, your boy's down 17 pounds on carnivore. The reason that I thought about that was because I listen to the Rocky soundtrack when I'm working out. But yes, no tomorrow. Go in there, guns fucking blazing, man. Guns fucking blazing. Sorry, I know it's late, but Monkey on a Stick brings up an interesting point too. Let's get to a couple of these comments before we get to some football here too. Monkey on a Stick says 2 walks. That's the difference. 2 walks. Keep the free passes at a minimum. They will hit solo shots. So what? Keep the walks down. I 1,000% agree. Stephen Young says, let me repeat, Tennessee has scored a massive 51 runs in 3 games. They have. He also says, Blake, we're going to have to score 10 plus in each of these next 3 if we're going to have a chance against Tennessee. They've scored 51 in their last 3 games. Baseball's a weird sport, and look, they offensively, they've been really good. My question would be now I don't remember, so forgive me, who they, and I probably should look this up. I probably should look this up. I was going to say, I don't know if they have faced anybody that would look like Holman or is as good as him. But I don't think let's see. Tennessee played Auburn last week, beat them 12-2, and Auburn's not good, man. Their pitching is horrible. God, Auburn's pitching is horrible. So they beat them 12-2 on Friday. Let's see what they did to them on Saturday. Hold on. Did they beat them 12-2 on Saturday too? God damn. That ain't good, Hoss. No, they lost 9-5 on Friday. Run ruled Auburn on Saturday. Let's see what they did on Sunday. 19-5. They scored 7 runs in the second. Yeah, man. I mean, Auburn does not have the pitching that you do, though, Steven. They don't. But Holman has not been good on the road. And he's been subpar. He's been a little bit above average. So let's see. They're not a bad team, man, and they got something to play for. Todd says Auburn lost to Alabama State. Yeah, pitching-wise, they're not that good. They're going to hit a little bit. Danny Girl says, if we're being honest, once we get past Holman, do we fully trust who do we fully trust at that point? I will take more than Holman to keep their hitters down. Yeah, I agree. But, again, baseball is a weird sport. Did anybody have Missouri sweeping Florida last weekend? I mean, if Aiden Moffitt, Griffin Herring, I think you'll see on Friday if it's a close game. God forbid you don't have to use Herring. You could use him on a Saturday. That would even be better. Like if you're up enough, if you're up 5-6 runs on Friday, there's no way in hell I'm throwing Griffin Herring. Now, it's a big if. It's a massive if. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see. Something like there are a lot of parts of me, and why I said last night I'm not hitting the panic button on them. I feel like at any moment this team could break out of this and really get rolling. Maybe, we go through this weekend, they get demolished, and they lose 2 or 3. Hell, if they even got swept, and I'm just like, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to put any more faith in them this year. Maybe we're there. But it just feels to me that they could be on a cusp to do that. And the question I'd say is, who would you have trusted last year? Guys in the regular season, Riley Cooper, maybe. Maybe you would trust Riley Cooper. But this time last year, you didn't trust anybody out of that bullpen. Not a damn soul. So, they've been in too many close games against too many really good opponents for me to sit here and say that they can't do it. Can they get over the hump? And once they get over that hump once, they can get over it again. It just takes one. It legitimately just takes one. It takes you one time being in a game like that and you being on the winning side for you to get just out of the deep end. This is how I would explain LSU baseball this year. I feel like they're trying to sprint in quicksand. You're in a place where you're trying hard. You're doing a lot of good things. Guys, look what you did against Florida. You're a strikeout away of that ball not hitting the plate, Milazzo not being able to get to it to win that series. You're in almost and pretty much in every game against Arkansas, and you're battling there. They have given you a lot of effort, and a lot of times they can't close the door. It's like they're in quicksand. They can't get out of the hole. They can't get out of quicksand. The harder they run, the deeper they sink. And on Sundays, they're getting run ruled. And that's just not good enough. But it takes one little move that gets you out of that quicksand, one time that you get a base hit with runners on second and third and 2 outs, and you score those runs, and you're off to the races in a close game. Those are the things that you got to have. Guys, if they had or been in situations where they got a base hit last Saturday against Vandy, guys, I mean, you're talking about bases loaded. You get a base hit by Pearson, guys, you're going to win the game. Bottom line. So I feel like every time that they try to do better, they're unable to get out of the situation. I hope that this weekend's the weekend if they're in a close game. Because, guys, here's the truth. They're going to be in a close game this weekend. That I feel fully confident in. Can you take that next step? That is the question. And if you get a win, you beat Tennessee 2 out of 3, guys, you can win every series from here on out. And that's just the truth. So maybe you could get sub 500 in the league. Maybe. Yeah, you're going to have to win every series to get sub 500. But how far are you away from that? See, I'm not of the opinion at the current moment, depending on what happens this weekend, I am not that far away from thinking that you can't do that. Guys, you should have won at minimum. You should have won 2 series. You should have won both series at home this year of the 4 that you've played. The 2 on the road, yeah, it is what it is. I'll scratch that. Even Mississippi State. I mean, I think that you're right there on Friday night to where if you win that one, you win on Saturday. I mean, you're closer than you think. It's not as wide as a gap. It's not like we're getting Auburn. We're not getting dicked down. And excuse my language, but we're not. I mean, Auburn, throughout the entire year. But you know what's interesting? At this point last year, speaking of Auburn, this was the time that Auburn turned everything around. Horrible baseball team. Dead last in the SEC West. Dead last at this point last year. Turn it around, beat you 2 out of 3, and run ruled you. Hosted a regional. But you got to do it now. See, because it hasn't happened at LSU, we have not been privy to seeing teams make historic runs. Now, we did have one back in the early or late 2000s before it got to 2010. Shit, we saw one in 2017. It's possible. Question becomes how possible. All right, a couple more, then we'll get to some football stuff here. Stephen Fry says this team has gotten several tough breaks in crucial situations, but they have, created their own luck either. They have not. Dale says that's my problem, Blake. They play tough against great opponents, but then it's like the baseball gods aren't in their favor. And maybe they're not. And it like I said, it's like quicksand, man. It's like trying to run and get out of quicksand. The harder they're trying, the deeper they've sunk. So how can they get out of that quicksand? Yeah, guys, really and truthfully, and listen, I don't care who the player is, but I'm going to say his name. It doesn't matter who the player is. God bless me. If Pearson gets that, if anybody, really, but because he's up at the plate, but the other night against Vandy, when you had the bases loaded, you get a base hit there, guys. Again, you're going to win that. You're going to win that baseball game. It's going to happen. And those are just the things that drive me insane. Like, man, you had all the momentum. Vandy gets out of a bases loaded situation, and you were deflated from that point forward for whatever reason. I don't know if it's that they don't care. Now, I do think that Jay sent a message, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't care. But their effort is not showing me that. Guys, Jared Jones, and all of that ass, stretched what should have been a single until a double tonight. Kling did that again as well. By the way now, Paxton Kling, 2 doubles in 4 games. Hey, what do I know? What do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just holding on to any hope that I can have. Any hope that I can have. Just let me live, man. Let me live my life. Todd Davis says Kentucky is losing to Sanford. They're losing by 3. Yeah. Stephen Young says we have had every break go against us. At this point, the baseball gods owe us every break the rest of the season. And I hope that it happens. And I agree. And look, if you win this weekend, guys, you can be sub 500 in the conference, and you can host a regional. I know it's a far, far way away. Far, far way away. But then again, it really isn't. Guys, we're in April. Next month, it's gonna be May. Oh, stupid dad jokes. That's a Justin Timberlake song. And then shit really gets going. Guys, you're almost 10 days into April. I mean, you got to get moving. You get to sub 500, I feel great about what this team has done. After a natty year, but can you overcome? And if you can't, then it's, the natty curse is real. Okay, let me do this. Let me take a very quick break. Come back. We got to talk some football. Practice was today. We will do that next. In the break, do us a favor. Hit the like and share. Share to all those groups. Share to all those social media pages. Again, in case you came in late and you missed it, our friend Tyler Alexander over at LPT Realty is asking for our help. His mom has Parkinson's and wants to have the surgery for the quality of life, a better quality of life. They are doing $10 jambalaya benefit, or $10 jambalaya plate and a benefit in Watson, Louisiana, in front of Oak Point. Do us a favor, go over there, and there's her Venmo. Send her the money. Go get you some plates, or you can do donations as well. And then let them know that Blake sent you. And thank you for all of those who will donate and go and get some food. Let's take a quick break. We're back next. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Foss and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Foss has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirement. By the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Whether you've been injured in an accident, you're preparing for a future with your estate planning, you're getting ready to close in on a real estate deal, or you're about to welcome a new addition through adoption into your family, or you're facing criminal charges, you need very experienced attorneys, and that is what the Drake Williams Law Firm will be able to do for you in navigating the legal system. The door to their cozy office in historic downtown Ponchatoula has been open since 1981. They have helped thousands and thousands of Louisiana families and individuals win cases, close on real estate deals, and regain that peace of mind. Their lawyers over at the Drake Williams Law Firm, Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, are very determined, compassionate, and dedicated to their craft.
It's a Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
So listen, I got to start off a Ruffino's rant tonight, and I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm not going to yell. It's 9:41 at night, so I'm not going to do that. But there is something that I got to mention. So yesterday, Joe DeLeon and myself on Ruffino Joe Show did our top 5 head coaches. It was a great debate. If you haven't seen it, go over there and watch it. But something else happened. ESPN has come out with their top 10 head coaches in college football, and LSU head coach Brian Kelly was not on that list. You know, it's interesting. I was thinking today, one of 3 things had to have happened for whoever put that list together for ESPN to leave off Brian Kelly. Number one, they simply forgot that Brian Kelly existed in life, and they didn't put him up there. Maybe for some other reason, they overlooked him on accident and didn't want to make a correction, say that we were wrong. Maybe that happened. I don't think that it did. Or number 2, you have somebody at ESPN who is doing a graphic and putting together college head coaches who quite simply has absolutely no idea what they're doing or what they're talking about. Brian Kelly is on 7 years of 10 wins. 7 years of 10 games or winning 10 games in 7 seasons. He's won 74 games in the last 7 seasons. And quite honestly, of current head coaches, he has more wins in the last 7 years than anybody. Let me say that again. He's got more wins in the last 7 seasons than anybody. Not more than, Kirby's got a lot. Yeah, not more than Brian Kelly because he's been a little bit more of a head coach longer than that. But I'm just saying, nobody does. So maybe somebody who was doing that graphic for ESPN just doesn't like LSU or just doesn't understand what college football is or just didn't do the research. Or it's number 3, which is probably what I think happened is that they used LSU fans as they normally do for clickbait and media, not putting Brian Kelly in their top 10 of head coaches in college football. Why do they do that? Because they know people like me and they know people like you will quote tweet it and get a little upset about it or act like we're upset about it, even though we're probably not actually upset about it, and say, yeah, that's probably not right. He's won 10 games in back-to-back seasons for LSU. He won the West in year 1. By the way, he inherited a roster that had 39 scholarship players. Even though he overachieved in year 1, year 2 it caught up to him because he just had some issues along the line of scrimmage, and his defensive coordinator sucked. Mitch, he hired, and I get it. But putting guys like Kalen DeBoer, who went to a national championship game, won playoff and national championship game when Brian Kelly's had multiple appearances. What are we doing putting Kalen DeBoer at 2? What are we doing putting Ryan Day ahead of him? Now, if either one of those guys win national championships, fine. You've never seen Kalen DeBoer coach a game in the SEC. You've seen 2 seasons worth and a Heisman Trophy winner worth of Brian Kelly coaching in the SEC. And all he did, and all I heard too was when Brian Kelly goes to the SEC, he's going to get killed. Well, again, he's won back-to-back or had back-to-back years of 10 wins. Has competed in the SEC championship game. But by the way, which reminds me, aren't there only 2 current head coaches that are currently in the SEC as head coaches that have been a head coach and went to the SEC championship game? That being Kirby and Brian Kelly, of course. Because Nick's not here anymore. Yeah, and Dan Mullen went, but he's not here. And He got replaced by Napier. Jimbo, well, he didn't get to do it because Texas A&M can't win anything. Arkansas. Come on, man. Missouri. Stop it. Tennessee, did Josh Heupel? Oh, wait, no, they lost. South Carolina, yeah. Shane Beamer is your head coach. Good luck, guy. So, again, I look at the list of top 10 head coaches and see people. And, guys, ESPN is the worldwide leader in sports. That is their slogan, the worldwide leader of sports. I don't know if whoever made that graphic for ESPN isn't the worldwide leader of being an idiot. Because there's no way. Guys, you can debate your top 5 all you want. You put Brian Kelly at 5, make your argument all you want to. I'm not going to agree with you. That's fine. But he deserves to be in there. And what's interesting about that is, guys, even myself included, okay, I love the debate. It's my job to debate. It's my job to be critical thinking. It's my job to do this every single day, even though some people try to tell me not to do that. You talk about this too much. No one cares. Well, they care more about me than they do you, and obviously you care about it because there's no way for you to follow me on social media, and yet you continue to find it. Very interesting. Maybe it's time to grow up, Peter Pan. Stop being a female. And in high school, you have my number. You know where I'm located. You can come right on by. Stop being a beta. Anywho, I come to a conclusion that you know what social media has done over the last maybe 3 or 4 years? I really think that college football Twitter has gotten dumber. I really do. Like some of the debates that we have, guys, they put Lance Leipold, the head coach of Kansas, above Brian Kelly. Lance Leipold. Dan Lanning. Oh, Blake, Dan Lanning's a good coach. What has he won? Compared to Brian Kelly, that is. Has he done more than Brian Kelly? No. And for everybody who wants to tell me that, I think Dan Lanning is going to be a great coach. I think he is a great coach. But right now in its infancy and right now in its history of him being at that program, guys, Mario Cristobal literally won back-to-back Pac-12 championships. He lost his last one to Utah. So in the last 3 years at Oregon, Mario Cristobal was in the Pac-12 championship game. Do you think that Mario Cristobal at Oregon would have lost back-to-back games to Washington? I'm not 1,000% confident on that. Dan is a young coach, a very inexperienced head coach. And you think that he has enough experience as Brian Kelly, who, by the way, just 2 years ago, which we completely forget about, went for 2 against Alabama to win the SEC West and converted it in overtime. You can hate Brian Kelly all you want to. And you could say, well, Blake, he's an LSU homer. Of course he's going to say that. If you realistically look at it, and I know that you probably won't because you're probably too lazy to do that, some of you, oh, well, Blake, he's overrated and overhyped. Overhyped for what? Having 7 seasons of 10 wins or plus, going to multiple playoffs? He didn't win anything. Okay, well, quite honestly, neither has anybody else at Notre Dame in the last, 40 years. Guys, they haven't been a national championship winner since the 80s. It's not just him. Marcus Freeman's recruiting better. Well, so is Brian Kelly at LSU. Look, man, you got to give the man respect. And if you're going to put guys like Lance Leipold above him, Dan Lanning above him, please spare me. Please, God, spare me. take me out back and put me out of my misery, because it's just a joke. It's a joke. Did LSU underperform to their ability last year? 100%. 100%. My question would be, even though I think Georgia should have been in the playoffs, so did Georgia. Their aspects of getting the playoff every year. Does Kirby suck? Dan Lanning underperformed at what everybody thought that he could do last year. Does he suck? Ryan Day can't beat Michigan. Does he suck? Kalen DeBoer, okay, that's a lot of recency bias by you. Blake, he lost in a national championship game. Sounds good. He's never coached in the SEC. He's never been in Death Valley at night, which he's going to have to do this year. And I don't care. LSU's probably going to be very competitive. And that game's going to be competitive. And I think that a playoff spot is going to be, when Alabama comes to Death Valley, a playoff spot likely will be on the line. And my question is, Caitlin, Washington this, it was loud at Washington last year versus Oregon. There is a difference. And I promise you, Death Valley, if LSU has a playoff run against Alabama, they are going to take out every piece of frustration that they have had over the last 2 decades since Saban has been there. Regardless of what LSU's record is, they're going to do it. But since a playoff will more than likely be on the line there, they're 100% going to do it. But you put him above. You put him at 2. I don't think that you can do that. So that is my 2 cents of it. That is the way that I see it. So, yeah. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But it's amazing to me that you have people at ESPN, and not just the national ones. I mean, why are we putting that out there? Like, who approves for that to be out there? I just don't know. Cole Adams says the media heads have the LSU fan base because we'll be up at 10 on a W. Yeah, here's the thing, man. This fan base, look, I might even clip this. This LSU fan base, from its infancy until current time and current moment, if you get them riled up, they'll take it to you. Guys, quite honestly, I know that Caitlin Clark, stay with me, has been a big deal for women's basketball. It was the fan base of LSU, too, along with Angel Reese and others, that pushed the game, too. LSU, from just a social aspect, is a massive brand. Over 1 million followers on Twitter on their football account, highest followed college baseball account. And the fan base is rabid. And when you come in here and mess with one of our own, even if it's like a family, man. We can talk shit about anybody when it comes to LSU. Let somebody come up in here and talk shit about our coaches or our players or our fan base. What's amazing to me too is LSU to a lot of extent is the forgotten dude, right? Like, LSU is the guy that, maybe that's a bad analogy, but LSU is the place where everybody's high on them when they're winning, but then they quickly forget how dominant it can be when things are rolling. I will say this, though. And I am not trying to generate this on Brian Kelly. It's just facts. He's got to make the playoff this year because that pressure is going to continue to mount on him. If this is the pressure that he's seeing right now, what's going to be the pressure if he misses the playoff? So, yeah. Look, man, LSU was out to practice today. Not a lot to update for you or with you. I guess I'll just say this. Continuously a lot of the same stuff. Here's what I will tell you. April 15th is around the corner, and there are going to be players. There's going to be a player there tomorrow from Indiana from the transfer portal. Defensive linemen are going to hit it. Barry Alexander hit the portal today, which I got to be real with you. I would be very skeptical of I have my antennas up when it comes to Barry Alexander, the USC defensive tackle. This is no joke when I say this. The kid has been to 7 different schools in 7 years, even in high school. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. But you are already planning, which a lot of teams are, to go into the portal and get interior defensive linemen. As Josh Pate has reported, so are a lot of other teams. I think LSU is trying to get out in the forefront of this. They're not waiting around. They're going to have to do a lot of things. And if they get better there, I feel a lot better about them as a team. But they got to get better there. They're going to be better coached too, which I really like. Practice was a lot of the same today, man. I don't think that you're going to see anything or hear anything different until really the spring game on Saturday. We're not going to find out anything else until and really and truthfully, I don't know if there's one thing that the spring game will tell me that I don't already know. I think that they're going to be very simplistic. I really do not believe that they are going to open things up. I think they're going to be somewhat conservative. I don't think they want teams to see a lot of what they've been doing. Just being real with you. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know what Brian Kelly's plan is. That would be my assumption. But guys, right now, I have what I need. And I know what they need to get better at. And I know the guys that have to have a big summer. Guys, I got to be real with you. I want Garrett Nussmeier to go out there and have a big summer. He's going to have to put in the extra work. If Garrett Nussmeier wants to take that next step, he's got to be with his dudes throwing the football during the summer. He's not doing that right now after practice. He's got to be doing it. He's got to take that next step. I hope there's someone chirping in his ear, telling him that he needs to be doing it. He can't rely on Kyron Lacey to bail him out every single time. Teams will catch on to that very quickly if they haven't already caught on to it now. They need a big summer. And after Saturday, when that portal opens officially on the 15th, guys, I'm going to tell you, there are whispers out there of a lot of dudes that you're not even expecting. By the way, there's going to be dudes on your team that are going to hit the portal. I don't know who they are. I have my assumptions. I think that you got a lot of DBs and corners and safeties. Quite honestly, that I do not. I even think that they know that they will not be here post April 15th. I think you got some maybe a D lineman or two. Maybe an O lineman, but Brad gonna throw hands for his O lineman. You ain't gonna take one of his babies. You got to add a running back. I know the whole Trey Holly thing might be done by this time next week. I don't know. I just don't know. I think you might look at a back. So many different. It's going to be a whirlwind of things happening next week. So stay tuned. We'll be here for all of it. All right. Finish out with a couple comments. Stephen Young says Mason Taylor going to have a big year when everyone accepts Lacey to be the guy. I still think Lacey's going to be the guy, Stephen. I mean, Stephen, he's going to him every single time, man. I mean, it's not even a joke. I don't think – maybe Taylor is the guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it right now. I don't see it. Cole Adams says, April 15th, I'd like to be hearing great recruiting news and not from the IRS. Yeah. Damian Martinez, that's the back from Oregon State. I think, yeah, he's going into the portal. I don't think he comes here, if I'm being real with you. I don't think he comes here. I think he knows where he's going. Wouldn't be surprised if, his old coach is the one trying to bring him. Stephen Young says, Blake, it doesn't matter what the red flags are on Alexander. Anyone else will be just another camp body. Yeah, man, but I've heard stories, man. I really. So let me tell you what I think. Here's the question I have. I think he's got all the ability in the world. My question with Bear Alexander is pretty simple. Does his talent outweigh the issues you will have with him? I don't believe that they are. I legitimately don't believe that they are. I would really, and like I said, my antennas would be up. I didn't say I wouldn't necessarily take him. I would be highly cautious. Highly cautious. The kid's not loyal to anything. And I don't mean to be rude to him. Steven, he's been to 7 schools in 7 years. Multiple stories about him coming out of high school. And there are a lot of people who, around Georgia who said that, Kirby thought that he wasn't worth the bullshit he comes with. I don't think his talent outweighs. I don't think it outweighs that. He says, so he's another Denver Harris, a more productive Denver Harris. By the way, can I have a conversation with y'all before we leave here? Did I tell you or did I tell you? I'm not trying to blame the kid. Like, legitimately. Not trying to blame the kid. You know what I should have? Let me tell you what I should have done. What I should have done over the last year when it comes to football, the takes that you hated me on, Denver Harris, I didn't like the move. I'm very cautious about the move. Got ripped alive behind the Denver Harris stuff. Some by media, some by you. Blake, he was a 5-star. Okay, sounds cute. I should have come out here and said when we had multiple conversations with Carter Bryant, when I walked out here and said, look, I really believe that LSU is going to be the number 1 offense in the SEC last year. Took so much shit from a lot of you. Oh, Blake, Jaden Daniels this, Jaden Daniels that. What are you saying now? It's funny because we've had those two things happen. I haven't seen a lot of you in negativity with the negativity about what we see in football now. Maybe I had to take those lumps for you to, Blake probably knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to football. But I never have come out here and said, nana boo-boo. Look at Denver Harris and look at that offense. I will tell you this. There are players that are going to hit the portal that have the talent to be here. The question I will always ask, are they worth the bullshit that they bring with them? Look, you can be a dime that's top of the line, slim weights, cute face with a big behind, but if you're a toxic human being, you have no business being around me. That's the life lesson that, you got to live by. I don't care that she's a dime piece. But if she's toxic, fellas, stay away from her. Stay away from it. All right. Steven says again, hey, man, I just understand how desperate we are. Oh, we desperate now, and it doesn't look like another one is going to be available. Oh, there's another one available. You're going to have one on campus tomorrow. Who can play? Who can really play? Feel relatively good about that one. Let's see if Bo Davis can lock that one down. I really do hope that he can. By the way, here's some breaking news. No way. Tara Vanderveer just announced her retirement after 38 seasons at Stanford. She knew she can't win there no more, man. NIL's kicking her ass. Yes, Steven. I think the kid can play. I think he can play here. Holden Lee says, I just don't like he has OU visit after LSU. Yeah. I don't want to say the obvious, Holden. You don't hire Bo Davis for no reason. If he wants a kid, and you gotta be in Austin Thomas. Look, Austin. Hey, let me tell you something. Want to find out how good Austin Thomas is? You're about to find out. You're about to find out. Go get my money. Not my money. Go get the money. Spend the fuck out of it. Guys, I'll be real with you. There are probably 15 kids right now on that team that cannot play here. When I look at them right now, there are easily 15 kids that should not be at LSU. By the way, I'm not even talking about any of the incoming freshmen. But there are 15 kids at LSU right now that have no business being here. They're not good enough. And some of them won't leave because they're not bad enough to where Brian Kelly will push them out the door. But there are about 15 players that I don't think are quality enough to be here. And if you need this kid, go get the money. Use the guy that you're paying a fuckload of money to go get him if you want him. Excuse me. All I'll say this is coaches talk. Coaches know what kids are and are not going into the portal. I think next week's going to be freaking insane. I think that there's going to be guys that go into the portal you never would have thought were going to go into the portal. There is a since the NCAA upheld the transfer rule and two-time transfers. Look, if you're academically eligible, you can go. And I don't think that ever gets fixed. I don't think that, guys, I got to be real with you. I don't think that the portal gets fixed. I don't think you can. I legitimately don't, unless you change all of the legislation, it's not going to get fixed. I mean, guys, here's the truth. I mean, really and truthfully, for the portal before NIL, I mean, the transfer portal has been here for 6-7 seasons now. Now, it wasn't always utilized like that, but 6 years ago, guys could transfer. I went at 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you can transfer without there being an issue. Am I not wrong? Yeah. So look, man. So yeah. All right. One last time here. Let me just read this off one more time. Christy Hunt, man, 10:30 a.m. starting on Saturday, April 13th, in front of Oak Point and Watson, $10. There's her Venmo right there, Christy.Hunt.17. She is battling Parkinson's disease. So good buddy Tyler is asking for help for his mom, and she needs surgery. So I would appreciate it. That's all I ask. That's all I've ever really asked, other than you hitting the like and share, which does – people who hit the like and share help me out greatly, more than anything. But I need your help on this one. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Stay safe out there. The weather's going to be really bad. Keep updated. Just turn on the notifications on us being live or not. I don't know. Let's see what the weather does. But we'll try to be live tomorrow. We'll see y'all then. Peace.